Recently, many things in this game has been amazing. Starting from the season reward from we got from Versatex season one, getting a 7+ player. I got Leo Messi and plenty of coins and experience points and everything we got. Then Versatex season 2 passes being available for FIFA points, and the free to play players have an option to get just play daily activities and then get a legendary pass every month, which is pretty cool. And the weekend tournament rewards have been great, but I would like to see a few changes about it, like more flexibility in choosing the rewards rather than being stuck with the level we are at. Like, I would have preferred to get, say, 1,000. If I'm getting a domination points, that comes after like the Gareth Bale and 1,500 skill boost. I wouldn't want that domination points, but I would prefer the Gareth Bale or 1,500 skill boost. They should let us choose that. Other than that, everything has been great so far, and they listened to us and given us this amazing striker card SBC. And one very important point in this one, there is no limitation like players has to be in position, which made it so much more difficult to do SBCs in the past. I hope this is to stay. I would love it if it stays, because in the previous method it was sometimes a bit too difficult to get. When I remember, if it was like this, I would have probably done the player of someone deep SBC. It was almost impossible to get Netherlands players at CDM, and all. We had two CDMs. There was a Liverpool one from Versatex season 1, but the second one was almost impossible to find at that time. That's how missed the performance Deep, who is probably the best left mid in the game. But this time they changed it up. I could have claimed him Messi last night itself, but I decided to change it up a bit, few more changes, like bringing in this Boyitas at goalkeeper position, the left wing Boyitas from Versatex season 1, then team hero Falcao, then Acosta, the campaign master. I'm planning to use 3-5-2, because I think I strongly feel that after the last update, 3-4-3 diamond formation, which was the OP formation before, it has been nerfed quite a lot, I feel. So I'm considering switching to 3-5-2. So for that, I will only need two forwards. I already have enough forwards for the rank ups. Don't need one more, so I'll just sacrifice him. Ibrahimovic was an investment for me, but they're not listening. They don't care. They're not listening to us about the market situation, which is sad. So I'm not gonna keep holding on to him anymore. I'll just use him for the SBCs. Then same case with Jason and Tolizo's failed investments. Other than that, last night I had the likes of Gaetan, Mustacio, and Busquets and all. But when I check their prices, many of them are going for Umtiti as well. Many of them are going for like 600k to 1 million. So I thought, why I would be better selling them the base 80 or 81 players and getting a Fernandez. I got him. He was available for like 110k or something, and training him takes like another 120k. In total, it's like 230k to get him to this level, and to 81. By selling that Umtiti, I got about 625k. So that's almost a 400k profit for me compared to how it would be using Umtiti. So the same way I removed Gaetan with Anzaldi as well. And I trained Alex Vital and removed that Busquets as well, Sergio Busquets as well. Trained in Paulinho as well, 79 overall card I had. I trained in him, and removed one more Barcelona player. Fernandez and Saldi and Acosta are the three Argentinian players. Helped me selling Otamendi and Muzacchio and Gaetan. So guys, this is a team I'm gonna trade in. Guys, the big question is like, who is the best striker in the game available at the moment? I would say this Leo Messi card would be somewhere around the top 5. And for me, I would say like the player of the month, Aguero, has an edge over him. But to be frank, at the end of the day, Messi has really nice stats, and don't just look at the stats now, guys. If you do get him to a 100 overall, 100 base, then he actually has really great stats. As the among the best stats that you can see in the game. And guys, not everything is about stats. If you are a fan of Leo Messi, then this is an amazing striker card, and you should get this, because that's what this is about, guys. You should get your ultimate team. You should not be going for my ultimate team. Like, my favorites and your favorites would be different. I wouldn't switch to 352 yet because I don't have another CDM, and I am not quite sure yet if I want to use Leo Messi. I probably won't, because he's a base 91 player whom I can use to rank up my player of the month, Aguero. And guys, remember, the player of the month, it's quite easy actually. We just have to save points every day, 3 months week points, and once in 2 months we can get the player of the month. And guys, coming back to the big question, who is the best striker in the game? It depends, guys. For me, someone with second striker boost, that is the best boost for me. The way I play the game, I like it a bit smooth, move it around, some roulettes and rainbows and getting close to the goal and then shooting. But if you're someone who likes to shoot from out of the box more, there are players who like to play with just get the ball and then shoot it, long shots. If you're the one with more of long shots and all, then maybe someone like a matchup Giovinco or an 88 overall the St. Patrick's Long is an amazing striker as well. Someone like that would be more useful for him. Even if you have a player of the month, Ronaldo, he would have like amazing shooting ability. He can score from out of the box very easily, but he won't be that agile as a player of the month, Aguero or Leo Messi. La Liga is Messi, the one that I have at the moment. These two I have up front at the moment. These are like probably the smoothest strikers in the game. But like I said, it all depends on the way you play. Instead of listening to everyone, you guys should, I would say, try some of those plays in game and see which one suits your playing style, and you should stick with that player, because then only you can do well. If I am forced to play all long shots, I would probably lose all matches. I like it smooth, but not everyone likes it the same way. And same way, guys, if you ask me, is this Leo Messi SBT worth doing it? Definitely, guys. 85 team for a 91 base striker, and that there's a Leo Messi, guys. If you're he has millions of fans around the world, and if you're one of them, definitely go and get him, guys. And if you use more of those untradeable players in your reserves, then it will be easier. And guys, remember, if you're using 2 or 3 forwards only, then you need to keep only that many 90 overalls. We get what do we get? We get Acosta, I think. Yes, Acosta, Lenz, Mbappe, Lewandowski, Jonas. We're getting plenty of 90 overall forwards. We don't really need all of them, so we can actually throw in some of them, and we are actually going to get even one more in this month's Zuzo, in this month's West Attack, 90 overall Zuzo writing as well. If you buy the legendary pass, which is obtainable for the free to play. So guys, there's no shame in throwing in some of those 90 overall cards even. Just see if some card is useful for you. If it's not really useful for you, then just use those cards for SBCs. That would be wiser than using all the coins you have, or the XPs, or wasting all the XPs. And I would always recommend using some of those 80 instead of using 80 or 81 overall players. I would always recommend getting some gold players and then training them, because it won't even cost half as much in getting training those gold players compared to getting the base 80 or 81 players. For me, I bought many of those players just when the Messi SBC dropped. I was online the time the SBC dropped, and at that time many of those Argentina and Barcelona players prices were like so low. But after the SBC dropped, the prices jumped like twice. I bought many of those players at that time. They were not costly at that time, but after the SBC dropped and everybody started buying the players, the prices doubled for some players. So I figured out I could get more profit selling them rather than using them in SBC. That's why I got those gold players and used them in SBC, and now I've got one of the best strikers in the game, Leo Messi, and I'll just show you guys the stats of my player of the month Aguero as well. And guys, not everything is about stats in the game as well. Just have to remember that as well. Because sometimes, almost everybody will have like maximum dribbling, maximum speed and everything, but not everybody feels as quick in the game. Some feels really quick in the game, some doesn't feel the same way. So guys, always make sure you guys use a striker like a test driving a car or something. Just use him in game and see if he suits your gameplay style. Suits your style, then go for it. Guys, about icon SBCs, the Yashin SBC actually seems doable. The rewards are fine. You get 2 million here and 2 million here. That's 5 million coins. And some skill boosts and XP. Then the requirements are like 80 team to 83 team, I think, for up to this point, which is quite doable. You will need a few Russian players. You can buy some of those gold players and then train them to 80 or 81 and use them, and then use some of those elites and all from campaigns and all those untradeable ones you got. That way, doing it would be kind of would give you some experience points, much needed experience points, skill boosts, and coins as well. The skill boost, guys, make sure you guys have at least plus 10 skill boost. There are plenty of F2Ps around with free to plays around with plus 12 skill boost. It's obtainable easily, I would say, if you guys complete more SBCs and all. I've completed quite a few SBCs. I'm not going to the last step. I'm not getting the icon because without campaigns, I don't really want the icons. Because I simply cannot afford to train them up to the 100 base. Guys, is a last step of icon of Hojas. Second last step. The last step would be getting the icon. This is the second last step. You can see you need about 7 Nigerian players. Onekru, NTD, Obi, Musa, Zimon, Omero, Balogan. Got all of them. All the gold players. I used some of those XPs I had and got them to mostly spend like 100k to 150k on all of them. So totally it's I would say it's like less than 1 million coins I spent on them, and then Tolizo and Sanson I had, as well as Varane, Ulrich also has changed. So it is a profit for me, at least 2 to through more than 2.5 million profit, I would say, at least 2 million, and even XP I'm getting more than what I'm spending. Varane is a high card, but I've had it since December, I think. I'm not using it, so I thought, why not? I could really use some coins now. I'm considering another rank up. That's 4 million coins, which is pretty good, and that's 300k XP. Of course, XP I already used, of course, for ranking up purpose, so I don't really need that XP anymore. And guys, for getting Okocha, you would again need you need an 84 overall team with 3 bold and wondrous players and 3 final batch players and 11 players in position. Not an outrageous requirement or something, but with players in position, it gets a bit more difficult. I hope the future SBCs won't have that one constraint. But again, guys, even if you do this SBCs, how much of his XP can get? 100k there, that's 300, 600, and 4. That's only 1 million of his XP you can get, guys. You cannot really get him to a higher overall with 1 million XP, and then for every 200k XP, you'll have to spend 2000 FIFA points. Even that's only one time offer, which is quite useless. So I wouldn't really do any of the icons. Guys, then again, unless if you're a fan of an icon, if an R name comes, I'm maybe tempted to do it. I mean, if it is they make him a 90 or 92. If they make him like Pele, then a big no. This SBC would cost a total of this one requires a 92 overall team with 92 or 93 overall team with so many of the constraints and restrictions and everything. So this is a good card, but it's not the best card. It is a good card, and it would cost like 150 million to do that. So that's, I would build a very nice team with 150 million. So it's outrageous. So with Arnan is my favorite player, but again, he's a god for me, the greatest of all time. In my opinion, I grew up watching him play. I don't think they would let us get him easily, so I'm not sure if I would get any more icons. I would love to get that R9 if it's available. Other than that, I would like to do these nodes, guys. The first node was nice for everyone except Pele. It asks for like 84, where everything else asks for like 79 or 81. And the other nodes, guys, some very useful skill boosts, coins. I would say it's worth doing. What we can do is to slowly build towards it. Since these don't expire, we can slowly build towards it. That's the way to go, I would say, at the moment. Like Carlos would give 5 million coins, but we need like an 84 overall team with 7 Brazilian players. So what I'm planning to do is to slowly build a team towards it. 5 million coins is a really nice looking reward, and I would love to get it. Guys, before I sign off, I wanted to tell you guys about this guy. The Western Season 2 player Osborne is base 72 only. I trained him to 80 overall. He was key in me getting some nice rewards in the weekend tournament. He is really good in-game with an amazing boost, it's counter boost, which is really useful with long passing, dribbling, sprint speed, and long shot and ball control. He plays exceptionally well, so I would recommend him to everyone for the weekend tournament. Guys, thanks for watching. See you guys again tomorrow with another brand new video. Bye bye guys. See you guys later.